can you actually make money from Forex in 2023 onwards? Today I'm going to speak about factors which will mean you can't make money and how you can kind of adjust your lifestyle, adjust your trading so you can potentially become one of the 5% of profitable traders that are actually trading the Forex markets. Before we get into this video, don't be put off by the stats. A lot of people throw around the 90% of traders lose 90% of money in the first 90 days of their trading, but this is kind of the traders which don't actually put in the work with their strategy. It would be interesting to see how many people actually succeed that put in the months and months of backtesting, learning the skill set rather than just trying to get rich quick and giving up after a few weeks or a few months. The statistic for that will obviously be a lot higher, and it would obviously mean a lot of traders wouldn't actually give up as soon as they do. I personally know traders which have taken 4 to 5 years before they've started seeing consistent profits, month after month of actually trading. So if you want to actually get to this position, then maybe listen to some of the tips in this video. Coming from a possible trader myself, I have a few tips which I can give you guys, maybe things that I struggled with in the past and what I see around. I run a mentorship group, and the people that talk in the Discord group, the little community, people that have full-time jobs, maybe they're students in education, I can see what things people are struggling with and how you can potentially improve them. You maybe not make the mistakes which other people have made, so you have a nice seamless journey to profitability. So quite a cliche one, but a lot of people don't put in the right amount of effort. They'll backtest maybe 10 trades, 50 trades, and then say their strategy is not profitable, either move on to the next one or just give up trading and say it's not for them. I made a tweet about this recently and a lot of people actually agreed with me. I said that if you ask any losing trader or someone that's given up trading or currently losing and they're maybe watching YouTube videos, going on different social media platforms to try and find the holy grail, if you ask them to see their trading plan or their trading journal, 90% of these people would not be able to show you. This shows quite a lot because you don't have a plan, if you don't have a strategy written down, set in stone, I need to see these 3 things to enter a trade or these 5 different criteria, then how can you possibly have a losing strategy? Your strategy is just based on intuition and what you kind of see happening in front of you. What you're going to want to do is develop a trading plan and develop a trading strategy. A lot of people go wrong when they're doing this by strategy hopping. So they'll see, maybe myself personally, they'll buy my mentorship, learn how I trade, and let's say it doesn't work for them within the first month. They'll go on YouTube, this guy's doing this. They go on Instagram, some guy's trading like this, he made 5 grand today, oh my god, let me trade like him. From strategy to strategy, try and find a holy grail for their trading. And obviously we all know the holy grail doesn't exist. When we're beginners, we kind of think it does. A lot of these traders are just delusional, they're just searching for something which they're never going to find. If you do stick to one strategy alone, you can develop that to your personal trading style. Because let's say I was teaching you how to trade. I give you step by step exactly how I enter, exactly how I look at the markets, but it still might not work for you. And this is fine. This is probably quite common. If you want to actually make a strategy work for you, even if you've been given, the whole blueprint, you're going to want to improve it based on your style. Let's say someone teaches me a strategy and they trade a New York session. Based on my time zones, I can't trade in New York. As an example, I'm going to have to adjust it for maybe Asian session or London session. So it's going to be different hours. You're going to trade different pairs and everything, but it's adjusted to your style. Maybe someone's using the 5-minute, but you prefer the 15-minute. The strategy works on both. So why don't you just use the 15-minute instead? Rather than seeing someone use the 5 minutes, so you think, okay, they're using the 5-minute, I have to use the 5-minute time frame. If you switch over, maybe test a few different things out. I've mentioned it before, you can do specific back testing, specific forward testing based on the time frame, session, setup, everything like this. Then you can improve. When you're buying a mentorship or a strategy or a course or anything like this, they're giving you the blueprint. They're giving you the overview of how they trade. They're showing examples of how that specific trader actually trades. Doesn't mean you can do it exactly pinpoint the same. You're going to obviously have different entries. You're going to have different stop losses, different take profits. Otherwise, everyone would just be buying and selling at the same point in the markets. Moving on to another point, and this is not having any money. It does sound quite bad, but if you don't have at least 50, 60,000 pounds or dollars in personal capital in an account, you're not going to make enough money to actually live comfortably with day-to-day life. You're going to have to pay expenses, you're going to have to pay your bills, maybe you've got children, you have rent, water, food, electricity, all these different things which you're going to have to pay. If trading is your only source of income and you're still learning, you're going to be forced to make profit. Maybe you're going to take setups which you would never normally take. I just advise a lot of people to just get a job, get a part-time job. And I know people nowadays are like, oh, don't get a job because then you're stuck in the rat race, you're stuck in the matrix and everything like this. But with trading, it's one of the only businesses, it's one of many businesses where you actually need money to make money. You can't just have £0 or £10 in an account and suddenly become a full-time trader. Obviously it's possible, you could flip £10 to £1 million, but Is it likely? Absolutely not. So what you're going to want to do at the start is focus on your skill set rather than the money side. So rather than focusing on how much profit can I make, focus on how well is my strategy performing? How can I improve my strategy? And obviously in the long run, improving your strategy will make the profit rise, as a result of this. So, even myself and other traders I know, a lot of the best traders, which I'm personally friends with, have all their expenses paid from an external source of income, outside of the trading industry. Myself personally, even just my YouTube would cover all my expenses. If I only had one income and it was only YouTube, it would cover all my expenses from AdSense. So it kind of takes the pressure off my trading. So let's say I make 1% in a month, that's fine. If let's say I make 0.5% in a month, that's fine. It's profit and all my expenses are paid, so it's just extra money. Even if you have losing months, you're still going to want to be able to pay your expenses and obviously make profit in the long run, but it just covers you, especially when you're learning. It can be the worst when you're forced to make profit, more pressure on your trading, more pressure on actually performing in the markets day out. And like I spoke about having losing months and maybe profit months where they're only 0.5% or a couple of percent, this might not be what you're looking to do, and you're obviously looking to aim for like 10, 15, 20% a month. That's what we all would love to see every single month, but it's not really realistic. So what you're going to want to do is focus on the yearly result. Instead of focusing on how much did I make in March, how much did I make in April, can I make double that in May? Very, very bad mindset to have. You're pretty much thinking like a gambler. Obviously trading technically is gambling because no one knows where the market's going to go. It's technically 50-50. You can win or you're going to lose. Simple as that. You might as well just go and put it on red or black, kind of the same. But obviously trading, you can have your own edge. But focusing on the yearly results kind of helps a lot of traders with their mindset, especially with their psychology. They might have 3 losing months in a row, but then you've got to think, okay, I had 3 losing months, but I know that 2 winning months or 1 winning month covers 3 to 4 losing months. So that's fine. You can have, let's say 7, 8 losing months in the year, but if your risk reward's good and your strategy is one that produces good winning months when you're correct in the markets, then those 4 winning months out of the 12 could actually end up making your year profitable. So instead of dwelling on the losing months, thinking, oh, I just lost 3 months in a row, what am I going to do? Am I still profitable? Do I need to change my strategy? Just think in the long term instead of just that month. And where a lot of people actually go wrong with this is they start comparing themselves to other traders. So let's say they're only at 1% for the month or even 5%, which is very, very good. If you make 1% a year, you're more profitable than 99 or 95% of traders. Let's say 1% is very, very good. So let's say you're making 5%, but then you see someone on Instagram that made 25% and you're like, oh, they made 5 times more than me. What am I going to do? So the next month you try and push for that and you end up losing it all. This is because you're comparing yourself. A lot of traders do it, and obviously it's easy to get into this sort of spiral where you think you're not as good as other people, but you've got to think that trader could have been trading for 5 more years than you. That trader could have double the capital. That trader could be risking 5 times more than you. You never really know someone's strategy. You never really know their risk. You never really know how they're actually doing. So just focus on yourself, and that's how you will improve in the long run, especially with your trading results. And moving on to the last point, you guys have probably heard this before, if it's on my channel or any other Forex channel, do not try to get rich quick. I was guilty of this. I did a lot of videos on my channel doing account flip, news trading, everything like this, but this was simply for entertainment. I have my normal accounts. I have my low risk accounts where I trade 0.5% to 1% risk, and this is traded normally. And then I also have the accounts where I just have fun. If I want to trade news, I'm going to trade news, but I'm not going to trade it on my main personal account. I'm not going to trade it on my main funded accounts. Nope, I'm going to trade it on an account where, let's say it's £500, £1,000. Is it the end of the world if I lose the money in this account? Nope. Is it going to affect my lifestyle negatively? So I can just have some fun. Even if it's £1,000 for myself, it's not the end of the world. So I can get away with risking, £500, £1,000 on a single news trade. Simple as that. But a lot of people will see these sort of videos and try it out for themselves, and because they've seen someone else do it successfully, they try it, fails, and then they either throw the blame on the other person, which they saw it from, or then they just act like they're not profitable when they just gambled their whole account on one trade. So do not be like that guy. If you guys did enjoy it and maybe learn something from this video, then subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one.